Hey guys, it's Josh at Tech. I've got the iPhone 5 and I have Seidio's Active Case with Kickstand along with a holster. Shout out to Seidio for sending it to me. I appreciate it very much. Be sure to check out seidioonline.com for their store. Check out their various selections of accessories for your mobile device. But this is, like I said, it's the Active Case for the iPhone 5, and this is the holster that's compatible with this Active Case. It's the Active Case with the kickstand. So it's a case that's got a lot to it. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at it. First of all, we'll start with the holster. And you're also going to want to check out their Obex case. It's a waterproof and holster case. Pretty cool. It's always nice to get some waterproof protection. And you can find that at seidio.com for more information. And this is the holster. It's your pretty basic holster. You have a felt inside, so that way just it has a nice soft touch to anything that goes against it. The clip here is pretty good. It's pretty easy to flip back and forth, but it's still got a nice stiffness to it, so you know when the case is in there, it's not going to flip on out on you. The belt clip here, it's a ratcheting belt clip, and you have a Seidio logo here on the clip. And one of the nice things about these clips is that they're actually pretty thick. You can fit a 2-inch belt with these clips. So for the guy or girl that's looking for something to put on their work belt, you're going to have a pretty good clip to do that with. And I like the corner protection on these holsters because when you're wearing something on a belt, there's a tendency to bump up against things, and so you know that not only is the case going to be protected, but your phone's going to be protected as well. But it's a hard shell holster, so it's a pretty well put together holster. We'll put this off to the side. We'll put it on once we get the case on the iPhone. Now here's the casing for the Active Case. Kind of cool. It's got a football player on the front, and here on the back you got some features to look at. You can read down the list. Basically it provides really good shock absorption. It's a 2-layer case, it's lightweight material, and it's a simple installation and removal. All ports and controls and camera remain accessible and fully functional. So we'll test that out in a second, but you're basically going to slide that on out. On the inside, you get some more Seidio information. Once you get past that, these cases basically will pop on out. Alright, so Active for the new iPhone. It's got a built-in kickstand. Right off the bat, what I noticed is that it is actually lightweight, but it feels like it's still durable. It's got a cool kickstand here on the back, and you're going to have the hard shell plastic on the outside and your rubber on the inside. And this is a little information of how to assemble the InnoCase Active. On the inside here, it also has some more instructions for you to take a look at. Alright, so let's go ahead and peel off the outer layer. Take a closer look at it. Looks like here's the reinforcement for your kickstand. This has a little diagram of how to install and put on and off your inner rubber piece. Right here it looks like you got a little bit more reinforcement around the camera, so you know if your camera area gets bumped, it's got some good reinforcement there. And something to take notice of is that you have corner protection. You always want good corner protection because a lot of drops and spills come from the impact that happens is going to be on your corners. So the material here, it is lightweight, somewhat flexible. And with this kickstand, it gives you more of a sturdy kind of case down here at the bottom. It doesn't feel like it's going to snap unless if I just give a nice good force to it. The inner rubber, it is lightweight as described. And you can notice the indentations for where you're going to place the outer shell. It is very soft feeling, so if you're not going to use a screen protector or a back protector, it's not going to damage your phone from any kind of contact with the case. So let's go ahead and get this installed. And the way that you're going to do that is, first of all, get your iPhone. Make sure that you have the camera on top. You're just going to basically slide it on in. You'll work your way around the edges. Now, what you're going to want to do is basically work your way around. Make sure that's a nice tight fit. Make sure all your ports are covered. Make sure there's no flaws with this part of the installation. And everything seems to check out just fine. So your next step is going to be to take your outer shell, and again, make sure, an easy reference is to find the camera hole on top. And you're just going to start with the side. Make sure all the corners in the middle is lined up, and just work your way around. You might have to slightly bend back the shell just to get it to fold on over. And I like to kind of squeeze around each section. It kind of lets it line up a little bit more and makes it fall in place a little easier, reassuring that you have a good installation. That way there's no gaps in between each part. Okay, so we got the installation on. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. We'll start on this side. This side, you're not going to see any buttons to press, so you have your active case design. You got the reinforcement on the corners and here on the middle. You even have a little bit of a cushion or more of an indentation right here. That's going to allow more impact resistant technology. We're going to work our way around to the top. Again, I'll point out the corners. It's a hard shell, so it's going to be well protected there. The full top is covered, so you're not going to have any kind of exposure here, which is a good thing. No kind of scratches are going to form. Again, more corner protection, and as we round off to the other side, you have your vibration button. Now that is easy to get to. Let's see how well the buttons perform. Now that's pretty good. Very easy to use. Pretty much the same kind of effort as if the case was not there. And to test out the power button, same thing. Very nice. I like that a lot. Alright, now as we continue on around, as we get to the last corner, and we have our bottom section of the phone, which includes the headphone jack, your speakers, and your USB connection. Now the whole thing is exposed here at the bottom, but you have a good bit of space between the phone and the case. So if it lands flat down on there, it's not going to come in contact with the bottom. Let's check out the back side. The back side, the outer shell comes to about this point of the phone in the case. So you have your rubber inner shell exposed on the sides, and that goes all the way down here. And up here at the top you have your cutout for your camera. It seems like a rather precise cutout for the camera, and it looks like they put some nice finish on the inside, so that way you're not going to get any kind of interference with your camera flash or any light bouncing off the walls. On down to the kickstand. As you can see, it's labeled Seidio, and you have a little indentation right here to prop it up. And it's spring action, so when you pop it up, it'll just go right back in place, and then when you set it on down, it stays where it needs to be. And it's pretty nice. I like it. Even if you don't like a kickstand, one of the nice other features that you can look forward to is that it's going to be extra protection. So the more layers, the more additives, you're going to have more protection. So that's pretty nice. Let's take a look at the kickstand and see how it works with the phone in action. One of the benefits to the kickstand is that you can use it to view movies. If you like to use your phone as an alarm clock or a clock, you can put it on your desk or nightstand, and you have a full working clock. And it looks like the only way it's going to work is while it is horizontal. Some kickstands I've seen, you can place it either way, but this is not going to do that. So when you do use the kickstand, you'll have to leave the phone as so. Alright, let's see what this looks like with the holster on it. Whenever you use a holster, you're going to want to have the face of the phone go on the inside of the holster. That way the screen is not exposed to any kind of bumps. Like I said, when you have a holster on your belt, there's a tendency to kind of bump into stuff as you slide by things. So you're going to want to make sure that your front is not exposed towards the outside. Okay, give a little jolt. I don't feel any play at all, so it's a nice tight fit. And like I said, this works pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get out of there, but still rest assured that your phone's not going to slip out. And one of the cool things that they did about this holster is that it's got a little angle right here. So when you want to lift up, it's easy to lift up. And then when you want to put back in, you start at the bottom and you can just push it on. The top here is spring action, so you don't have to press it back down, so that's nice. That's a nice little add there. So this is what your iPhone 5 will look like with your active Seidio case with kickstand and your holster. Just to briefly go back over the features, you have your holster, spring action clip. It's ratcheting, so you can put it on your belt horizontally or vertically. The inside of the holster is a felt. You have a kickstand that's spring action along with magnetic, so that way it stays in place very well. You have corner protection on all four corners with middle support as well. You have all access to your buttons. The buttons easily are pressed. The power button and also the volume rockers. The bottom here is well protected even though it is exposed within the hole. One of the nice things about this hole though, I would like to point out, is that it's going to be easy for docks. You're not going to have any kind of interference as far as that goes. This case is thin. It's a nice case that's going to be able to protect you while being slim at the same time. The thickness is only 2.2 millimeters of overall thickness with the added kickstand. So some kickstand cases add that big bulk, but this is only 2.2 millimeters. Now the case is raised above the screen slightly. You have a little bit of space to work with, so if you do like to put your phone face down, you're not going to have an issue with any contact with the screen. But this is your installation and review for the Seidio Active Case with kickstand and holster. If you have any questions about this case, feel free to send me a comment. I'll be happy to answer those to the best of my abilities. Again, thanks to Seidio for sending this to me. Be sure to check them out at seidio.com. Check out their full inventory of accessories for the iPhone 5 among other devices. For more reviews, check out bain-tech.com. Find us on Twitter at BainTech, and also find our Facebook page, BainTech USA. And go ahead and give us that +1 on Google+. And we also have a Pinterest account, and we got some different boards going on there. Be sure to repin and like some of those. This is Josh of BainTech. I'll see you in the next video.